Hi everybody, today I am going to be wrapping up my power sheets for the month of February 2020 and moving into March of 2020 because that's the month after February. It's been a really hard month for me. I have dealt with a lot of health problems, a lot of family problems, a lot of just all sorts of problems, including getting a root canal, and at the beginning of March I'm going to have a procedure done, so I'm trying to give myself a little bit of leeway for the fact that, as you can see, I did not make as much progress as I had hoped on my goals. However, I made more progress than I thought I did. Let's take a look. Got my monthly analytics done. I am going to be making some more progress in the paintings today, but as you can see, that's one thing that just got dropped in the middle of all of my, stress and pain and all the other things. I did save the money, though that's changing, sort of. I figured out my church commitment plan. I did my friend dates and my meeting. All of those things are great. I did not pick a journaling technique. Actually, if you can see here, I really didn't do much of a morning routine at all. The taxes weren't going to happen this month because I still have some more paperwork to track down. I did not post on Instagram. I have some stuff to deal with there still. My waking up basically revolved around the days I had to take my kid to school at 6:30 in the morning. So hopefully this next month it's going to go better. But when I was hurting and on so many different medications, it just didn't feel like something to try. Same with going to the gym and time tracking. So those are all going to come up next month. So I'm going to take a few minutes and fill out my month in review, and then I will talk about it, but it's probably going to be very similar to what we just talked about. All right, especially since you probably can't read my writing, here is what I wrote. I am grateful. I'm especially grateful this month for my comfy couch. It came in really handy over all of the weeks I was in pain in some way or another. The girl that's growing well is taking care of me. Like, I've been trying really hard to stay on top of all the new medication and everything else. That's what I'm grateful for. My church friends, I went to a meeting this past weekend and they were all so happy to see me and so glad that I took time away, but that they're just glad to have me in whatever capacity I'm willing to be there, and it just felt good. I'm also grateful for the counselors at my kids' high school. They were very helpful in a situation we had a few weeks ago. I'm choosing grace over guilt about not finishing my paintings this month and feeling good about putting away the money. A favorite memory was meeting the son of one of my husband's best friends from college. They came to visit us for a day and it was really cute. And a good lesson I learned is when the world is on fire, listen, mainly referring to the week that I basically had to peace out from everything because I just couldn't anymore, and I probably would have done better had I pieced out maybe a few days before that. I'm saying no to feeling guilty about not doing all the housework, and yes to asking for help with said housework, because that has really become a pressure point for me in terms of what I wish I could be doing, what I think I should be doing, and what I'm actually doing. Heading into, I can't stop yawning. Heading into March, got important to-dos I'm excited for on my mind, and I'm hopeful that. Important to-dos. I'm sponsoring tables that go wild, and so I got to work on that. I have to prep for a workshop that's going to be local after the book launches, cleaning my garage, spring cleaning my house, and finishing up some stuff for a committee at church. My book launches. I'm excited for that. It actually should be launching right as you're seeing this video. Check it out on Amazon. It's linked in the description. Finishing and presenting to you guys the new series of flowers that I'm excited about. Brainstorming my next Skillshare class, and I've got a lot of concerts this month. Kat's got several concerts this month for school, both band and choir, and then we're going to see Squirrel Nut Zippers at the end of the month for Jesse's birthday. Fistulagram, what's on my mind? My worries and stresses this month. I'm having a fistulagram next week. It's an imaging that I have to be under sedation for, knowing that that's likely going to then lead to surgery. So, fucking course, right? Again, a crown next week as well when I get back from Chicago Planner Conference. And finally, taxes, because always. I'm hopeful that I can get back on track this month with minimal bullshit. Enough said, right? All right, so this last month, I still have not quite figured out how I want to use this calendar, but I think what I really should do is put down the big things that are happening, like my fistulagram, my crown, the concert, all of those things, that I can kind of work around them. My custody's also really all over the place this month. No, you know what? I'm not going to use my calendar this month. I'm going to give it a break because I still don't know what I'm doing with it, and I feel like maybe not using it for a month will help me go back through my stuff and maybe think about it. But what I do want to do is go to my goals. Before I start brainstorming what needs to get done this month, I want to go back to my goals and my action items and figure out which ones are already done and which ones still need to get done. Growing my community to 100K, post 3 videos a week, and engage in hour 1. I'm going to count this because I have been doing that, with the exception of the week that I just couldn't do it because of pain. But I think I have done a good job so far this month at actually doing that. I have not, however, posted to Instagram hardly at all this month. And I haven't done analysis, but that's for March. So a little bit of progress, but I'm going to want to wrap up the rest of this stuff in March, so that's something to come back to. As for ensuring financial stability, this is actually where something is going to change, probably once I revisit my goals. Basically, our goal, our money goal and what we're doing is changing a little bit. However, I still can check off that I put that away because I did do that. We still haven't worked on a budget though. And I'm still not done with my series 2. So again, a lot of stuff to do on this in the coming month. Goal 3, my better boundaries around my time and energy. I took care of this, and I basically took care of that. I haven't wanted to time track in the time where I have been hurting and everything. Time tracking is probably gonna have to wait till the second week of March. I have been taking 1 full day off per week at least, and that's awesome. And we did get some 3-day weekends scheduled, and my daily, I don't have a daily work schedule figured out though, but I have made quite a bit of progress on this situation. The time tracking is likely going to stretch into the next quarter purely because of all of the bullshit that I have been going through lately. The routines. I have basically been really good at no caffeine after 3 p.m. So focusing on better sleep I've actually started to fall asleep a little bit better. I'm not great at it, but I am getting tired at night, which is awesome. And 6 a.m. is my wake up time. I have done it for 2 weeks, but not 2 weeks in a row. So that will hopefully be a March. All of these will be for March. This is going to be a pretty hearty month. I hope I can actually get some shit done, or if I have to just drop things off. Prioritizing quality time. This has actually been a really great goal. We did my happy birthday. That's all done. And we looked at 3-day weekends. We haven't finished picking all of them yet because we can't think that far out, but we have picked quite a few of them. So I feel like this goal is kind of knocked off, with the exception of still continuing the maintenance things like having quality time with Jess every week. But I can say that this action plan has been dealt with, and rather than start a new action plan, I'm going to hold off on that because obviously I have other action plans to dig into this month. For goal number 6, my tending to my body and spirit, the living donor thing definitely needs to get done this month. I have been basically slack-assing on that. However, this goal, this database, it's not going to happen, but that's because something else is going to happen. So I'm actually going to cross this off. Although we did find 5 new dinners. We found more than 5 new dinners. In the 2 months of doing the soups in the crock pot, we have found every single one I have made we have liked. So we have I think 8 so far, ? Plus 1 more potentially this week. Definitely this is this month. And it shouldn't be that hard. I just keep putting it off because I'm stressed out about nobody wanting to give me a kidney. Even though I know that's silly. Stepping into more local connections. I've had now 2 friend dates this month, so I'm going to just cross that off. And I already have 2 friend dates scheduled for March, so we're doing good with that. I have not made up a list of friends that I would like to see, and honestly, I don't think I want to do that. I feel like I kind of have zeroed in on a few different groups of friends, and that's good enough for me right now. I feel like a list might turn it into too formulaic, so I'm going to cross that off, but I think I'm doing good there. Got that. Attending the events. I just do need to still make a list of upcoming art opportunities, and I don't know if we're going to do this still. We would like to, but there's just some other things coming up, so this is kind of a question mark. That may not happen. Not because we're not taking time for us or whatever, but just because there's some other situations going on right now. And then in my last goal, create a home environment we are proud of. This is again where there's going to be changes. The painting of RJ's wall still hasn't happened yet. Hopefully that happens this month. As for cleaning out our closet, I think that this guy is going to get moved to a different quarter, and I'm actually adding a new goal this month. Clean garage. That's going to be the mini goal for this month. You know how some of these I'm not going to add on to it. This month I do. The closet just needs to wait because we've kind of looked at what systems we want, and it's not something we can afford at the moment, so it needs to be kicked to later in the year. Anyway, with all of these things being looked at, it gives me an idea of what I need to be putting on my list for March. So I am going to do that right now on these pages here. Goals to focus on this month and the action ideas, which basically, I know some people use this for a brainstorming spot, but for me, I'm just basically collating from all of this and then moving it over here. And like you just saw, I have no problem adding to it. However, I'm still kind of going along with all of it. So I've got everything broken down here. And the last thing I want to add before I start working over here is to look at my 20 for 2020 list, which kind of corresponds with these goals, but in sort of a more overview kind of way. And a lot of these are already on here, but I did struggle to stay on top of my memory keeping this month. So I want to add memory keeping as well as teaching a local workshop, which is on this list and has to do with my local connections. And that is going to happen in March. So that's something I want to put on here just so I can check it off. A lot of them are on here already though. The waking up at 6 a.m. I'll add the gym to here too. Teaching a local workshop, classes on Skillshare, making time, tracking a practice, etc., etc. My encouraging words are from the author Adam J. Kurtz from his book, Things Are What You Make of Them. It's a life advice for creatives book, and this is from the section about working from home. He says to go for a brief walk. It's not a commute, but the separation will help. And my top priority, there's a lot of them this month, but working on the Go Wild swag, which is part of the Fuckery Flowers shop, is a big piece of it. So now I'll get this all filled in. Here is my tending list. I have all of my stuff from here. And I'm going to try and again check sort of the balance between the different categories. So for my first goal, which is getting to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube in my community, I've got YouTube branding, February and March analytics, and then posting to Instagram and YouTube, and being in the comments for the first hour. There's not a lot of them on here, but the ones that are on here are going to take a bit of work. For my financial, I think one of the ones that has the most, finishing series 2, prepping the shop for opening. I'm imagining it'll open in the first week or so of April. Getting the Go Wild swag ready to go, and I've got this Make It Happen sticker there to emphasize that. Writing the budget with Jesse, and paying my 2019 taxes. And these are all like monthly action items. I don't have anything on the other two lists for that particular goal. For my boundaries goal, I've got writing out a average work schedule, taking a real day off every week. And I put this made progress sticker because I did that every week last month and I want to continue the momentum. Inbox zero, time tracking. And I made it a weekly goal because I am going to try and not be quite so I'm going to just do the best that I can with it this month based on how this last couple of months have gone. For setting routines, I've got in the monthly action items, pick a journaling technique and then use it. In my weekly action items, I've got my weekly reflection. And then in my daily action items, I've got memory keeping and waking up at 6 a.m. For my taking care of my body and spirit goal, in the top one, the monthly, I've got publish my living donor info. And I should put a sticker next to that one too. No lie. I said this is important sticker. And then in my weekly action items, I'm continuing the new recipes every month. And this month is one pan or one dish recipes once a week. And then in my daily action items, I've got going to the gym. And then for my local connections, the only one that I put on here is teach a local workshop. I was also going to put on making the list of AANV opportunities. I just didn't have room. I feel like teaching a local workshop is going to be a pretty big deal for me. And the reason I put a star is because by accomplishing that, I will be able to check something off of my 20 for 2020. And that'll be awesome. Like, I've been doing things on that list, but I haven't been able to check anything off yet because a lot of them are ongoing, but this one I will be able to check off. So I wanted to make a note of that. And then my final goal is creating a home environment I'm proud of. I don't have anything in my monthly action items or my daily action items list, but I do have home project, and I'm going to put in parentheses, the big project for this month is the garage. So doing something every week, whether it's cleaning the garage out, whether it is reorganizing areas, whether it is taking a trip to the dump if I have to, or calling for donations to be picked up for either furniture for Habitat for Humanity or the clothes and stuff for those, I can do that. So that will be a month-long project. And that's my whole list. I feel like this is going to be a busy month, and I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish all of this, but I really would like to have a feeling of maybe not catching up, but a feeling that I have taken some more agency over my life as opposed to the last month and a half or so where I have felt like my life has been kicking my ass brutally and I haven't been able to do the things I wanted to because of circumstances outside of my control. I want to get a little bit more control. And I know that I don't always get control, but I'd like to at least get a little bit of it. So that is my month. I would love to hear from you in the comments below what your favorite one pan, one dish, sheet pan, however you do a one dish recipe. What's your favorite one? Especially if it is not crock pot or instant pot. I'm talking on the stove or in the oven, my dudes. Let me know in the comments below so I can go find them so I can start listing those recipes out for next month. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.